public hearing for community development. It's November 14th, 2024. The time is 6 p.m. In attendance are Commissioners Brooks, Matari, and Duncan. My opening remarks are, this is probably going to be the shortest public hearing in my tenure. Are there changes to the agenda? None. Okay, conflicts of interest. This is legislative, so I don't think so. Hearing none. This is a public hearing, ORA 24-0003, jail impact fees, with Director Callahan leading us.
Thank you, Commissioners. Thank you, Pat. It might actually be faster since you've read everything that's in your electronic file and know all of this. I'll just work from paper. In my view, everything for tonight's hearing really starts with this Tischler-Bice, thank you, study, because it's required by law, but B, it sets out all the mathematics that makes everything work. And it, as you know, it's been updated so that we have current figures that seem to work for most everyone, as near as I can tell. But also in your electronic file, you have a resolution which does a critical thing. It amends the comprehensive plan to include exhibits A and B. And again, that's a necessary component for all these things, the moon and stars, to come together. Because without the policy in place in the comp plan, we can't actually do the impact fees that are before you. So one other thing I can mention, and then we can, if you need it, we can pull any of these documents up on the screen. But the Plan Commission did hear the resolution, the comp plan amendments, Exhibit A and B, on September 26th, and they recommend approval to you. It was, if I remember right, a split vote. I think it was 6-1.
I think the one thing I would like put up there would be how much the impact fees.
That would be in the Tischler-Bice file.
It's actually in the ordinance or the.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, I think that was that document that you just had up there, the resolution.
Which
Page 13 of the ordinance.
Yes. So when you talked about updating the comp plan, our comp plan was like 10 pages. So now is it 12?
There's an update both to the policies section and to the appendix section.
Okay.
So when you look at the entire comp plan, you know, there's a short version up front, but it's longer in the back.
Okay, but the short version is still a short version.
There's a little bit added to it. That's the difference between Exhibit A and Exhibit B.
Okay.
B's in one of the appendices, if I remember right.
Okay. Almost there. There you go.
There we go.
That's what I wanted.
These numbers here?
Yep.
those numbers, Pat Braden, Civil Deputy Prosecutor, for the record, those numbers may need to change based on this most updated.
Yeah, the October file has 1,200 something, doesn't it? And 970
scroll-
for
Yeah.
Kootenai.
Yeah,
It was updated.
yeah,
Yeah.
so we'll have to,
Change
those numbers will be changed to
in the
reflect the,
ordinance.
yes.
Okay.
Correct.
Okay, but if you want to scroll down a little bit, so the single-family dwelling is the one, I guess it's scroll up.
This one?
Yep, keep going. Okay, so that's the,
1353.
okay, for the Kootenai County Jail. Okay, what is the numbers at top? The very, there, residential dwelling unit 1,800. Oh, that's the East Side Fire
That's,
District,
yeah, that's
perfect.
actually.
Yeah, go down
Okay.
more to there, Kootenai County.
Okay, perfect. All right, that's what I think people will be most concerned about is that amount. So at this point, are there any questions for staff?
No questions.
Okay, and we've probably dealt with this about 15 other public hearings between the mayor, or not public hearings, but public meetings between the mayors and discussion. So Yes.
You want to
Madam
add?
Chair, just like to read the
There it is.
numbers into the record from the study, the most recent study. Residential per dwelling unit, single family would be 1,228, multifamily 937, retail, non-residential per 1,000 square feet, retail 1,425, office 549, industrial 247, institutional 546, and then lodging per room would be 877.
So if,
And that is the maximum supportable fee. You
Right.
do have the discretion to adopt a lower fee than that, but not a higher fee.
well, I think I'm comfortable with the fees right now, and then I believe as soon as January, we have to look at this, or can we wait until
We
January
wait a year, as
26th?
long as you do it at least once a year.
Okay, okay. So with that, are we ready to enter? No.
Well, we have
Is
to ask
any-
if there's anyone.
Yes, I know. Is there anyone on Zoom who would like to make public comment either for or against the ordinance this evening? Is there anyone on Zoom? Okay. Hearing none, I would take a motion.
I move that we end public testimony for ORA 24-0003, jail impact fees.
I second the motion.
Bill Brooks,
Aye.
Commissioner Matari,
Aye.
Chair Duncan.
Aye. Thoughts from Commissioner Matari since he bulldogged this to the finish line?
Well, thank you. Well, finally, ultimately, what we really want to achieve is that we can start to move in the direction of where growth can start to pay for itself, and that we're not burdening the existing property owners here to have to help pay for that growth so more people can move here. And I want to give a special thank you to Emily Smith, the City Council in Rathdrum, for really looking at what we had produced very closely and helping to make sure that what our final product is something that can withstand scrutiny. And it actually worked out a little better, I think, for the citizens because the fees are much more reflective, I think, using this new methodology that we have settled upon to calculate them. And so with that said, I think we should proceed. And I'm sure there will be other opportunities to look at different ways that the county is impacted from growth after this.
Bill?
I think I'm ready to vote.
Okay. Then I would take a motion.
Do you want to include the resolution in that motion?
Yes,
You should.
actually, the resolution would probably be stated first
First.
because that officially adopts the capital improvement plan
Okay.
and adds the
Policy.
necessarily elements to the comp plan.
Right.
Does
And
the
then
resolution have a
after-
number?
Yeah, I'm using the one that's in our documents here. So,
And then the ordinance actually would impose the impact fee.
okay, so I move that we adopt Resolution 2024-74 and approve ordinance ORA 24-0003, jail impact fees.
I second the motion.
Bill Brooks,
Aye.
Commissioner Matari,
Aye.
Chair Duncan.
Aye. With that, no deliberations, no business?
We will have final versions of both for your signature forthwith.
Yes. As we already signed this morning's critical materials today. That was
Oh,
very quick.
And Colin, thank you for joining us.
Yes, thank you, Colin.
Yeah, sorry about my late arrival. I had to restart my computer, of course, at the very top of the hour.
Yeah, if you were much later, you would have missed the entire thing, so.
yeah. A lot quicker than I was anticipating. So, yeah, thank you for your time.
You bet.
Commissioners, one last thing. In talking with my staff and the auditor's staff, I would appreciate if we could actually start this program, collecting monies, in January, early January, just because we have some fine tuning to do in-house to make the fee schedule work with our IMS system so that we get proper accounting. And to the accountants in the auditor's office want some time to make sure everything's correlating.
And we did the same thing when we adopted the fire and EMS impact fees.
Well, we also have some things that we're ironing out with the cities too. So I would almost argue that maybe we should kind of get the city
It
side.
has to be open-ended because we have to do the intergovernmental agreement. I mean, Kootenai County's the only one that'd be set up to collect right now, so we
Yeah.
need to wait.
We'll just hang loose
Correct.
until,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, so when those agreements come forward, then I think we'll have a better idea of the day we can start collecting.
Yeah. So we should just be prepared, but not actually collecting until we kind of tie up those loose ends.
Correct.
Thank you.
Okay, anything else?
That's it.
6:11, meeting adjourned.
Thanks, everyone.